Welcome back to the AB Scale Project. I'm Krager, and this is South Bravo, and today we're going to go over the Cool Beyond Brave Devastator. This, of course, is a knockoff Devastator of the Combiner Wars, which we're going to bring in the Combiner Wars so you can see, yeah, it's about 2/3 scale, and you can see it is just an exact copy, just scaled down. I mean, every detail is copied. Now, this one's pretty good. When we get to some of the others, you'll see some flaws start to crop up. But overall, the scrapper is pretty solid. I mean, he's pretty good. All right, we'll bring in the current winner, the TFC. And you can see the TFC is more the current Voyager size, but then the Combiner size is a bit taller. But I like the look of them. And I think that goes more toward the IDW aesthetic than the basic G1 that the Combiner Wars or the CBB is. Alright, let's look at the Bulldozer mode. And here we have Scrapper in his Earth Mover, or front end loader, whichever you want to call it, not a Bulldozer. And he looks pretty good. Yeah, spinning around there. Yeah, get his head stuck back in there. Yeah, rolls all right. Bring in the Combiner Wars. You see, like I said, it's pretty much the same, just smaller. Pretty good. Bring in TFC. You see the TFC try to get a little bit more accurate, and got the engine and the exhaust, and all this back here, and has a little piston there, so it's pretty cool. Then here is the the undersized Combiner Wars, and just almost fits perfectly in there. Anyway, that's about it for Scrapper. So let's look at Mixmaster. Next up, we've got Mixmaster, and he looks pretty good. Turn him around again. This one is pretty solid. There are some issues that come up in combined mode, but we'll show that in combined mode. Of course, we'll bring in the Combiner Wars and see, pretty much the same. I've got the Perfect Effect kit on mine, so it's got the G1 cab on it. But otherwise, pretty much the same. And would be the same if I didn't have the add-on kit. But anyway, yeah. Not too bad. Bring in the TFC. And again, this TFC is more stylized. They decided to give him glasses, and yeah, I like the original G1 head better. It gives it a little bit more originality. But yeah, that is it for Mixmaster. Alright, let's look at the cement truck mode. And here's the CBB Mixmaster in his backward cement truck mode. Yeah, I know it's supposed to resemble an actual one, but what we really wanted to see when we got the Combiner Wars was this. Again, the Perfect Effect kit. Turning it right way around, and granted the wheels are still backwards, but it still looks a lot better, closer to G1. But anyway, that aside, you can see that, yeah, exactly the same, just smaller. Again. Alright, pull that out. Bring TFC edition. You see a lot different take. A kind of more futuristic version of the classic. So, yeah. And actually turns. So, and this pops out to the big weapons thing, so that's really cool. But, yeah, anyway. Yeah. Really not too much to talk about. Rolls well, pretty solid. I mean, yeah. Nothing else to say. Alright, let's go on to the next one. And here we have Scavenger. Now this is where the KO start going off the rails. Like mine, I had these tabs are like a little too long, so they started getting stress marks and don't align correctly, so I can't close the gaps that well. They're not Decepticon symbols upside down. Legs are really loose. And hope that he stands back up after I've put him down. Maybe. Not. Okay. Bring in the Combiner Wars. You see, Combiner Wars, nice and stable. Still a really good toy. Of course, Perfect Effect kit makes him able to fold up his scoop back there. So you see the regular ones back there. So yeah, again, just a 2/3 scale. Yep. So let's look at the TFC Scavenger. And yeah, I think it's a good interpretation. I like the fact that they made this removable so that you could just, you know, put it on his arm or just take it off and just have the fist sticking back there. And of course, you can take the fist off and just let it, you know, fold that up. But anyway, yeah. And the other thing I really liked about the TFC kit was like you can store all the combiner components without them being obtrusive like the other Devastators. So that's another reason why it won before. But anyway, enough about the TFC. Let's look at the excavator mode. And we got Scavenger in his excavator mode. It looks like an excavator. He's kind of high centering right now, so something's not in just right. But yeah. But otherwise, not too bad. About the same as Combiner Wars. Getting this has some trouble tabbing in, so bring that in. Yeah, that just doesn't want to set right. Anyway, here's the Combiner Wars. Again with the Perfect Effect scooper, so it actually can scoop, where this is only got 2 points of articulation. And then the Perfect Effect can stow really well, where this just stows to there. Anyway. You give him a spin. Yeah, I think the arms are pretty much the weakest part of the CBB kit. Anyway, bring in the TFC. Again, double articulated with piston action. So yeah. Well, almost there. The fists kind of stick out there. And I probably got something transformed wrong, but the treads aren't well supported. But I think it's just because the gun is supposed to be down there or something. But anyway, yeah. So yeah, that's Scavenger. Let's go on to Bone Crusher. Next up, we've got Bone Crusher, and you can see by him kind of leaning back a bit that, yeah, his hips are really loose. I mean, squirrely loose. Yeah. Can't get him to stand again. We'll go ahead and turn him around here so you can see, you know, just like the original Combiner Wars, just smaller and a lot more shaky. Bring in the Combiner Wars. You see again all the details there, just at a smaller scale. Yeah. And like I said, just a lot more shaky. Bring in the TFC. TFC is definitely a different take on him. I still like it. I think it's pretty cool. Alright, now we'll go to the actual Bulldozer mode. And here we have Bone Crusher in his Bulldozer mode, and it looks just like the Combiner Wars, just smaller. Yep, you just spin around. Yeah, all the same. I mean, they did purple wheels instead of black wheels. That's about the only thing that's different. So, looks like there was an extra pin there on the Combiner Wars. But yeah, pretty much the same. TFC. TFC does have the fist hanging out there at the back, but it's not too bad. A little bit more compact, kind of steam, like larger mover type. Yeah. Anyway. And dusty. But anyway. That's about it for Bone Crusher. let's go on to Hook. And next up we got Hook. And he's actually pretty stable. I mean, he's pretty good. And pretty much copy, again, of the Combiner Wars. Bring in the Combiner Wars. Mine's got, again, the perfect effect crane on him, so he's got a lot of backpack back there. But they did add a thumb tab to the attachment thing, so that's pretty cool. That's a good addition. But otherwise, it's the same. So, yeah. Yeah, the good thing about the Perfect Effect kit is that the crane will extend. So, anyway, we'll cover that in crane mode. But yeah. Alright, pull them out. Take a look at the TFC. And TFC, yeah, they took a different direction on him too. Wheels got rearranged a bit. But overall, not too bad. Again, the giant crane on the back. But again, with the TFC, it comes off. So you can have a pretty trim guy. Yeah. Alright, let's look at that crane mode. And here we have Hook in his crane mode. Looks very craney. And again, Combiner Wars, but we... Yeah, again, the Perfect Effect kit, allows you to have some extension on the crane where you didn't get any with the original. But yeah, give it a spin. You see everything there. Take that out. Bring TFC in. TFC has another set of wheels on him. A little bit longer and really heavy. I mean, he is substantially heavy. And the length that you get on his crane, I mean, that's just ridiculous. And then it does have all the piston stuff too, so it's actually pretty neat. So we'll do a side by side. The TFC looks like the crane truck you see driving off the side of skyscrapers after they're done with the final steel. Okay. Anyway. Let's go down to the last member. And finally, we've got Long Haul. And this guy is actually back to being pretty sturdy. Of course, the proportions are off, just like the original Combiner Wars proportions were off. So, I just called him Dwarf. Let's see if we get him in the shot here. And of course, I got the Perfect Effect kit, so you got that extra splash of purple there. But yeah. So turn around. All the same. Yeah. So we'll take that off. Bring in the TFC. And the TFC actually does look more like a pretty stocky guy. That's still pretty proportional. They've got good proportion on the legs to torso to arms. Arms might be, no, arms are still good. About mid-thighs where you want them. So yeah, TFC, I think we got a much better Long Haul that doesn't have the iconic bullet head, but the proportions are a ton better. Alright, let's look at the dump truck mode. And here we got Long Haul in his dump truck mode, and it's pretty good. Yep. Looks like the Combiner Wars. Nothing's changed, just the size. So yeah, and actually fits pretty well in there. I mean, we'll throw in the TFC for fun. There we go. Yep. There we go, all three of them at once. You can compare. All giant earth movers, just progressively getting smaller. So, yeah. But anyway, that's Long Haul. There's really not much to them. We all want to get to the main event. Let's go to the combined form of Devastator. Alrighty, here we have the Devastators. And we got the TFC, the CBB, and of course Combiner Wars with the Perfect Effect kit, just because I wanted to put the Prowestator back on. The Perfect Effect kit did come with some extra arm extensions, so you could put the arms out further, but you lose a lot of the lock-in points, so I kept it basic. But I did want the Prowlestator head that you can pop off and have the little prowl head underneath. But anyway. As you can see, again, it's just a sized down version of Devastator. Nothing really changed much from the original. All the accessories are pretty much the same, just scaled down. Yeah, not a lot extra. We'll bring in Defensor here so you can kind of see. Of course, he's got the bigger feet. Yeah, and barely stands, so I'm going to have to hold him. But you can see he's a smidge taller than Devastator or Defensor. But still, they're all within the Combiner Wars scale, so they all work as, well, at least these two do. The Combiner Wars is still out for scale, like I did back in my original Combiners. But between the CBB and the TFC, I'm going to say that the TFC is still my IDW, just because the treads on the arms, on the forearms. That is the mark of IDW, and no other Devastator ever did it. And I like the take on it. I like the stylized component people, just because they look like they'd be out of the IDW comics. But the CBB is definitely a really good G1. So if you want the G1, get the CBB. And if you want an IDW, keep your TFC. All right. So, thank you for joining us today on the AB Scale Project. Please like, share, subscribe, leave a comment, ring that bell, and I'll see y'all later.